we wanted to build something impactful, something that you're doing as a higher purpose. At the same time, yes, it's a business, it's for monetization. So that's how the whole FSM idea came up. Music is a language which is universal, and music can be learned by anyone.
Correct.
Which includes both of you.
I mean, I think that language is going to pass me by. I think the closest I'm going to get is this
catch you and
t-shirt.
bring you Potato School of
This is
Music
the
t-shirt.
closest. So, in fact, on this ADHD point, I still remember this. Whenever I hear ADHD, I always remember Percy Jackson.
I thought you said I remember myself.
That too. That too.
But why Percy Jackson? I'm
So
just curious.
I remember that basically the whole theory in that book was that kids who have ADHD are actually descended from the gods. So they are very fidgety because they've got so much nervous energy.
For these live shows, artists that are required, there are backup artists, there are lots of layers of such talent that is required. Music needs consistency because of that practice. And that's what it builds. It builds a character. If you look at anybody who's pursued music for 4-5 years, it's possible only if you practice consistently. So that's how.
It teaches you to deal with failure because you are not able to play and you have to keep trying. I've tried that once or twice with the violin.
Yeah.
It's a horrible experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is why I stayed away from it all. Welcome to another episode of Three Techies Banter. Today, instead of Nilesh, we have another person who's going to banter with us. And we've been thinking, saying we must do things in the space of art and music and all of that. And so we decided to bring our guest today. You're going to enjoy this conversation. We have with us today Tanuja, who is the CEO of Furtado School of Music. And I'm not really going to go into saying who. If you're from Bombay, I don't need to tell you anything about the Furtado School of Music. If you're not from Bombay, you will need to know a little bit. And I'm going to hand it over to Tanuja to introduce her school to you. Welcome, Tanuja. What a wonderful thing to have you here today.
Thank you so much, Sheetal. This is a very special episode and seminar for all the viewers. There's going to be a lot of laughter because we know each other very well, and it's going to be fun. I definitely am looking forward for it. So Furtado School of Music is co-founded by Dharini Upadhyay and myself. And today it's one of the largest music education company in India. We teach about 100,000 kids on weekly basis.
Wow.
Across 45 cities, across 250 schools and 12 centers. So we teach at home, we teach online, we teach at centers, we teach in the school your children go to. So we teach everywhere practically.
You're sounding like a stalker, actually.
I was going to go to say, eventually the space.
Oh, man.
What got you into music?
So my background is, I'm a science graduate, raised by a Gujarati mother. So I had zero, there was no music in my house, in that sense. Did chemistry and coincidentally did an internship with Citibank and got into finance. I fell in love with finance, love numbers. I still love markets. Okay. I was a private banker. I was in Singapore. I did over a decade with HSBC. And while I was in Singapore, my neighbors' kids were learning piano. So Furtado's is also a family business. There would be a lot of interaction that as a family we would discuss. And clearly there is a huge, the whole organized music education space was lacking in India. So when I got back, I joined Barclays and Dharini and I would discuss a lot of ideas. We were driven by the need to build something. We were doing well professionally, right place, right time, growing. But somehow the whole need that, we wanted to build something impactful, something that you're doing as a higher purpose. At the same time, yes, it's a business, it's for monetization. So that's how the whole FSM idea came up. And we took the plunge. Frankly, it was, young and ambitious and naive. But yes, loved every moment. To be an entrepreneur is like, I always say it's like doing a role of an actually not an action hero, the
Villain.
the double the second guy who gets beaten up all the time looks very rosy outside, but behind the scenes you get that same shot, you're beaten up again and again. So
Correct.
So that's
stunt actor. ho tum.
stunt actor. Yes. So it is it is basically we're the stunt actors, and every day is a new day. But yeah, I think now it's 14 years journey.
So do you sing now? Do you play an instrument? What do you considering you
Laugh very musically. I think.
So this is the most common thing that people ask, you must be singing very well. Because of course, Furtado's family, Furtado's School of Music. And I'm like, no, I mean, I play the drums and I have played the drums at NCPA. That's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I've done Everest Base Camp, which looked very easy compared to playing drums. but yeah, the drums. But no, I mean, I love the fact that we come with the background of business. We come with the creativity of finding solutions. And most important, resilience. I mean, this space, there was nothing like,
Correct.
to set up and think of a lab setup. And at every point, we were laughed at, we were ridiculed. Like, how can you even think of a setup like this? And today, that is the setup which is more, you can pick up the phone and every principal would know the brand.
Correct.
Every principal, irrespective, is thinking how a music lab should look like. And if you ask me, I think that is the biggest change we've got in the ecosystem. That today an educator is thinking that what should be my music lab be like? Vis-a-vis, there would be one music teacher who would come,
Correct.
do some patriotic songs. There is no curriculum. When you move from one grade to another grade, there's, no progress map. So that is the biggest.
Yeah, music
change.
class for me was a break class because I'm tone deaf, and
There's nothing like tone deaf.
and we had this school
Piano.
Us
teacher
singing.
who would come with on the piano, and then you sang a few songs, and party time it was.
And normally we used to get pushed to the back because we used to be the worst. So they used to keep all the good singers in front and then used to chorus. Whatever that was.
I was part of that only, Samira.
Yeah, for all of us. I mean, actually, if it was a convent school,
Yeah.
there would be a piano.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay. And then there would be, and we were not allowed to touch the piano.
Correct.
I mean, there would be, but what the whole curriculum, the journey, nothing was mapped, Today, in fact, schools and educators are thinking of what my lab will have. Will they have 10 keyboards, 10 pianos, guitars, drums, what kind of performances? So now that whole landscape is changing.
So India, any which ways, is very known for its classical Indian music. It's known for all of that. Where does Furtado's fit in? What?
Also, the traditional
Yeah.
versus this, that
Traditional
there is that
versus the more
so there's that whole
modern
model
thing.
where people used to, we always hear whenever we go for that, I learned under so and so. And there used to be that whole, I don't know, maybe for want of a better word, there was like a Gharana, Gurukul,
Correct.
that system for the really dedicated. And then there were some hobby guys who did something. So I mean, where are you, and do those things still exist? I mean, or they?
No, the Gharanas exist.
I know.
but-
I mean, the how prevalent are they?
No, so that's a brilliant question. So let's break this up. One, the traditional music education has been one-on-one.
Correct.
The Gharana is about finding the right prodigy and nurturing that prodigy. That continues and is a very beautiful requirement. That also happens internationally. You will have your conservatories and people will go ahead, whether you get into a Carnegie, all of that.
Mm.
The whole language of music to be brought to kids, which we all know. Let's take a step back. Music is one of the best activity for your brains. It's the best mental gym. Among all the activities, there is enough research and science that is there. This has to be, how do we take it to children? The Gharanas can only do 100 in a billion.
True.
How do you reach out to 100 million? How do you reach out to this? So it has to be a large-scale education format. That pedagogy and that curriculum is what we built. So if you're asking, how do we position ourselves? Actually, there are two different streams. They're completely different worlds. We, in fact, help each other.
Mhm.
So earlier, in fact, FSM has seen largest growth in tier 2 and tier 3 cities.
Wow.
There are cities which, I mean, I didn't know. In fact, just yesterday, I was having a conversation with someone that he wants to take a franchisee, which we don't offer, but he wants to start a franchisee in Nanded in Maharashtra. It's
Correct.
Now, he's saying, I'm so confident. And it's a reverse pitch where he's convincing that why a franchisee will work there.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
But that's what, so coming back to the point, the educational impact on performing arts made available in an organized manner is a requirement for kids to be able to just touch a keyboard. Otherwise, where they had zero access because there is no background, where the family doesn't have, is suddenly very aspirational, and it is such a beautiful, gratifying moment. Like we have a school where children learn music, and this is a school which is in a village where children literally change their clothes in the school because while passing by, there's no commute.
Correct.
It's an aspirational school in that city or town, actually. But and the best day for them is their music period. We've had all these conversations where the parent come and says that irrespective, even if my child is unwell or has fever, they don't want to miss their class on Thursday because their music period is there. They get to play the keyboard, guitar, and such access. So suddenly the world opens up. That world is aspirational for all these kids through social media. We know the advent of how the social media and the impact it has.
Mhm.
Today, they feel, okay, I can create something.
That's amazing.
I can play something. So that's like a game changer.
So I mean, while the science obviously exists that music is obviously good for cognitive growth, and it's very good, and your math ability. In terms of the schools or even the parents, I mean, are you seeing that shift in their head that my kid is doing music, so their overall growth, or is it like a hobby pursuit, or is it are you seeing some
A
more
career
mainstreaming,
pursuit,
that this is essential, it's like my physics period in school, and biology and literature, and then there is music which is essential, or it is like sub ho gaya, and this is the hobby class. So I mean, is that shift happening, or people are still seeing?
Definitely the shift is happening. I would have liked it at a faster pace.
Mhm.
Okay. We still have parents, when the child reaches grade 10, they'll say, no, I think the child should take a break.
Mhm.
In fact, music is going to help the child, and we have enough advocates today. We have parents who've come up and said that, look, I know that since the time my child is practicing at home, I've seen a change in the child. I've seen how that has helped my child. But coming back, yes, it is still, there is a thought that, okay, now my child is in grade 10, now it's serious. This is the
Now
time.
it's time for IIT.
Now, having said that, one big thing, but I've met a lot of parents who've come and told me as the years pass by, I'm absolutely fine and I want to encourage my child to take up music as a career. And in fact, like one of my very close friends' son is pursuing music, graduation from
Okay.
and now there are colleges. So that whole environment and that ecosystem is way different than where we grew up and what we have witnessed.
So, a very interesting question. I'm sure people want to know, what are the careers that you can pick up if you pursue a career in music?
Music.
And if you're like regular, for a regular person, I mean, we are not talking about the genius level guys, I mean, because obviously they will be recognized, but
Music production is a very engaging career. There's a huge demand for that. Of course, the gigs. There's the huge gig scene. The monetization for performances is only growing. You've seen it, right? I mean, I think post-COVID, people with vengeance are attending more live shows. For
That's true.
these live shows, artists that are required, there are backup artists. There are lots of layers of such talent that is required. I feel that is going to explode. The more human beings are going, in that sense, this is my world and I want to be only with my phone, the more there will be, I want to but go feel, like want to be among people, and performance space will grow huge. So there are monetization opportunities. There are, there are a lot of careers around that. Whether you create content, whether the Bollywood I'm not even touching. I mean, that's a big ocean, and that's an aspiration ocean, and that's like a one where suddenly you'll make your bucks and millions of that is another different world together. But otherwise, also there are lots of opportunities.
And if I may ask, which instruments are the most popular?
So we always recommend the keyboard to begin with. It's a perfect instrument where there's melody, harmony. I mean, it's a beautiful instrument to start with. Also, it helps you as you advance into other instruments. This foundation helps you a lot. So we start with the piano, keyboard, then it moves to percussion instruments. Today, percussion instruments suddenly are huge.
Everyone likes to make noise, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds very easy to just beat something.
Yeah. That's why I like the drums. Yeah. So, for a Powai center, we have a female drum teacher, and we have a waiting list for her because it's like it's amazing. So I love it. I love when there is this entire all women ensemble
So I
on
have
stage.
to tell you this. There is this lady at the end of my lane who comes to teach people how to ride an Enfield. And there are all these guys who are learning how to ride. And it's
It's
amazing.
empowering, no?
So there's this girl, she comes and she's wearing these cargo pants. They're like very cool looking. And then there's this drummer lady sounds like...
But this one is also like very simple. I mean, it's not like that typical.
Yeah. I've seen all these guys learning to ride a bike, and there's this girl, she's directing them. It's damn good.
Yeah.
Now that gets me to the gender
Huh.
question. Are there gender preferences to the kind of instruments that they prefer?
Earlier there were.
Huh.
So we would always find, for all girls and women, they would typically sing on the piano. But now it's completely changed. Now you will see even the females playing a bass guitar or drumming. And so now it's changing. And in fact, all the energy is there. We're not seeing any. In fact, the bias I'm seeing in the other side, there are more girls who want to learn drums, guitars. Guys want to learn piano. In fact, some of the best pianists, of course, some of the best pianists in the world are men.
Correct.
But I know now there is nothing like that. We are seeing a great amount of enthusiasm to learn. Definitely, I feel that is changing.
So
a lot.
one is at school level.
Huh.
And then do you also see this progress into college? Because I know in the good old days, if in the college, it's the dating hook, right?
Yeah. You're
If
playing
you know how to play a guitar,
Chura liya hai.
correct, or you could sing a song, to bas.
Perfect.
So where does that happen with the age groups that you all teach?
So we definitely have more. Of course, we teach all age groups. There is no age. Music is a language which is universal, and music can be learned by anyone,
Correct.
which includes both of you.
I mean, I think that language is going to pass me by. I think the closest
I
I'm
need
going
to
to
just
get
catch
is
you
this
and
t-shirt.
bring you in the School of
This is
Music
the closest
t-shirt.
I'm getting to music.
No, we'll
I
get
think.
there. We'll get there. Huh.
Since you
Okay.
know that he's the AI champ, someday he will surprise you because he'll use AI to do the music bit.
I know.
No. I was trying some 10
I'm
popular
sure.
tunes
I'm
in
sure.
guitar.
No, but we have a good amount of college kids also learning with us. What happens is as you start, growing into college, careers, you're not consistent.
Correct.
Music needs discipline.
Mm.
Very often they say maths helps you with logic, science helps you with facts, music helps you with consistency, the resilience. Music needs consistency because of that practice. And that's what it builds. It builds a character. If you look at anybody who's pursued music for 4-5 years, it's possible only if you practice consistently. So that's how.
It teaches you to deal with failure because you are not able to play and you have to keep trying. I've tried that once or twice with the violin.
Yeah.
It's a horrible experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is why I stayed away from it all.
No, so, okay, just staying on this point
Yeah.
of late age learning.
Yes.
Okay, so one is the kids and you catch them and they are super thrilled. So what is the chance of people like me who do nothing learning music?
So let me tell you,
Well, see, one of the reasons I don't do anything is because I'm very inconsistent actually. So I'm very bad at consistency.
Gets bored very easily. That's the problem.
well, I just have to say, I have to tell you that music is good for you, me. And you will then start learning and then start teaching. You, me is You've introduced Yumi on the show, right?
No,
Not
not
yet.
Not
yet. But so Yumi's current dog. But Toffee used to hate the guitar. In fact, I have had to go out of parties that they were playing guitars.
Happy birthday also, remember? But coming back, I'll tell you, this is true story. There is this person who's learning with us Bollywood music from US online.
Wow.
Okay, he's 72 years old, Mr. Jyotinder Parekh, and extremely passionate and loving his music class. I just had a conversation with him last week also. He is putting an ad about FSM in the local newspapers for us. He is giving us 5 ideas of which counties we should
Target.
in Target. He's saying, because I'm just loving my class with my teacher.
Oh, that's
I look forward for it. And to come to your point, I feel, see, right now, maybe you're still doing it because it's a good mental gym. You're doing the time you really feel that this is something you want to do and you enjoy. See, it's about that. One is
Then
it's a
it
good
has to
thing
be a
to do.
trigger.
It is a good thing to do. We all know we have to exercise. We all know. But the moment you start enjoying that, then you won't need to be
Yeah.
pushed. You will yourself find a way that how do I go and practice? How do I find my time? It's about exactly
It's like my 26 years to PhD, I think.
correct.
One fine day, I will do it.
And it happened.
And it happened.
One day you will just see me on the show with a guitar like this.
I'm telling you, the PhD happened simply because we were writing the book.
I know.
And
the
he
book needed
realized-
one doctor. And it's going on trend.
And his funda was, I have to be Dr. Samiran Ghosh before the book gets
I know, that's a good one. That's what's a motivation
So
like
he wrote
that.
2 books at the same time. He wrote his PhD paper
Okay.
and the book.
Completely different. I mean, that was like mind-numbing experience.
Imagine, and someday we will just imagine you there on the show, going live, Samiran.
He's not going to the show. He'll sit in his house and say, Niche beach hai na, I'll play. So
Yes.
Dadar Mumbai 28 will remain.
Ah, that has to. Alibag.
cannot go. Maybe.
So I have to ask you this. The fact that music helps kids, okay? I mean, generically we understand, but in your experience with all the students that you have interacted, I mean, have you seen any live cases of people actually maybe becoming better or anything? I mean, is there enough data or evidence of that at all, or is it too early to tell?
No. I mean, of course, there is a lot of printed data available, but we've experienced it. Today's kids, really, there is a huge ADHD issue.
Correct.
Because you can't blame them. The whole coming back to everything that they're getting used to. And music has immense, so many parents. We just finished one recital of our Bandra Center at Antisocial. And this was a beautiful place. And one parent walked up on the stage and has said that it is so nice to watch. For the last 1.5 years, we are watching children play. Otherwise, you go any restaurant, what do kids do? They are on the phone.
Correct.
This is for the last, they're all up there. Now just think, how can this not help?
True.
So music helps with ADHD. Parents have come and shared with us the experiences. It also there's this depression,
Correct.
and especially the teens where they're also dealing with a lot of stuff. So music, I know parents who've confided how music has helped their child. I've seen it at my own place. I mean, Gia has been exposed to different genres of music. So earlier when she was very young, I used to just play Western classical music. And I used to leave it in the night, maybe for a couple of hours while she's asleep. And today, of course, they go, what is the latest kind of music that they listen to. But she listens to all genres of music. And for her, anything, if I say no TV, no this, that, all that is fine. But she needs her music. She'll say, just give me 1 hour of music. It helps me to calm down. It helps me to be in my world. So, we know it helps. We definitely have had parents. We've had lots of beautiful cases. We've had a case, and this is again true in a school tier 2, where the child couldn't even speak proper fluently, but sang a Western vocal piece so beautifully. And the parent has shared this, that I can't believe that my child, could not really speak 2 sentences properly and has sung this well. So yeah.
So, in fact, on this ADHD point, I still remember this. Whenever I hear ADHD, I always remember Percy Jackson.
I thought you said I remember myself.
That too. That too.
But why Percy Jackson? I'm
So
just curious.
I remember that basically the whole theory in that book was
It's
that kids
so
who have
hyper.
ADHD are actually descended from the gods. So they are very fidgety because they've got so much nervous energy.
Did
But-
you subtly tell the two of us that you're God?
That is
See, I didn't think of that.
Or not so subtly tell us.
I'm just telling you, Percy Jackson. You kind of brought me into the picture.
See, I didn't even think that way. I'm like,
No.
suddenly, but why is he bringing Percy Jackson and
No,
all
I
of
never
that?
think about
And
it.
all
That was a subtle plugging
yeah,
of
that,
I am God.
I am like this because
No.
So,
I of course, Sheetal, I took special trouble to find out that there is actually a fear of getting bored. There is a word for it.
actually boredom is good.
I
boredom
know
is
you are
good.
aspiring for that now.
I told you my favorite line in this world is about to have a boring life. Boredom is good.
So coming back to our conversation,
Huh.
how has tech kind of helped you with the business and with
This is the moment I'm going to show off. Okay, so frankly, music education and all is fine, but if you have to scale, so there are 250 teachers who are delivering classes on a weekly basis.
Mhm.
There are 25,000 online students, and all that. You need very robust tech system to scale, to measure. So we've had the foundation of the organization has been tech from day one. So whether it is a very good CRMS system to ensure that we capture how the journey of the child is. In fact, we had a marketplace app that we had created where we failed because it was, in fact, one, the tech was a very monolithic architecture. Second was, it's not very scalable, right? How much can one music teacher go home to home? So that's when therefore, online is more scalable. But in that architecture, we learned, having said that, the whole platform is such that, for example, if it is B2C customer, we have the entire curriculum. So the entire curriculum is there for the student, their attendance. After every class, the teacher marks an attendance and also updates what the student has learned. This goes to the parent. So the parent can review what my child has learned today and what is the homework to practice. The homework to practice are pieces. So if, it could be, I'm just saying, Ode to Joy, a very basic beginner piece. Now, we partnered with IIT Powai and created a tool wherein when you're practicing this, you can know whether you're playing it correctly or not. So it covers the entire loop, which means that a parent doesn't know whether you're playing a correct Ode to Joy. But this software will assess and give you a score.
Mhm.
The teacher has access to this and say, hey, you know what? I think you're struggling here. Let me help you. So this whole journey is something that we are very proud we have built. In the B2B space, we built a journey of how to, the whole data analytics to understand every teacher, how they are progressing. So there is a whole curriculum we've created. When we said one to many, we have created our own curriculum, which the teacher uses in classroom. So they show that curriculum and then they relay the instructions. After the class, the teacher marks what I've done. The system collates all that and tells the principal on a monthly basis that each grade, each student is learning this. They've finished these are many objectives. This is where they have reached. So it measures across every school, every teacher, every grade, every student. And then there are leaders who evaluate that. Is it at par? Is someone doing something else in the classroom? So like this whole system. We have also just recently launched another program called Keys Are Fun, which is music game-based learning program for children age 4 to 7.
So they play it on the key.
Yeah, they play on the keys. So like the high note is a bird note. So the game is if the bird note is correct, the bird starts flying. Then the low note is an elephant note. So if you press the low note, the elephant starts stomping. There are
Oh,
scuba
nice.
diver. So if you get the the scuba diver collects coins.
Correct.
I mean, this is a game changer, I feel. I'm very excited about this program because each game has been curated by us within. It's nothing like this exists, where a child will learn notes. And like your C is a cat moving forward, D are some donuts following. So if you catch the right D note, or then you get
Right.
donuts like that. That whole, we've gamified this
Oh,
so that kids at a very early age can start learning how to play the keyboard or the piano.
that's amazing. And as you're seeing the music industry evolve,
Yes.
what are the trends that you are seeing in the industry? What's changing really quickly?
Of course, the genres. I mean, now there is a far more awareness. Like earlier, when we spoke about Western classical or we spoke about a jazz, I would have a very atypical type of people who would come for such shows. Today, no. Today, like a very different. We are seeing different from people from very different walks of life who are there, sitting there, and want to understand what jazz is. Even rap has become very big. Like that. That is the kids are kids are becoming great creators. They are people who come for our classes. Earlier, we would see that the progress was there. Today, the progress is very fast paced. They want to create their own bands. Our performances have suddenly gone to a different level. If someone has just learned for 3 months, 6 months, I'm seeing them perform very, very well because they are aligned, they are tuned. So that's the change that we have seen, that people want to do better in what they are doing. People are very accepting of different genres of music. People have now started writing their pieces. There are so many art students who have written and released the albums.
Oh, wow.
So you can imagine the satisfaction. And then we call them for our performances. And then this is from my latest album, which is on Spotify. So that's extremely gratifying to watch them love the art, pursue it, write music and release it. And they are professionals doing something else during the day.
Correct.
Wow.
Not necessarily this is,
Correct. So this is passion,
Yeah.
which just has been.
Exactly.
That's amazing. Oh, what an outlet for kids to have.
Yeah.
But why can't old people use this app?
Of course you can.
Everyone can.
So see E for elephant. And
Huh.
D
Of
for
course, I'm
donut.
going to try that with you.
Yeah, I'm very happy to try all these things.
Yes, please try.
Ah, this is interesting.
Yes.
Actually.
Yeah, even I'm thinking.
Yes,
There
please
is
try.
hope for us.
I'm telling you, you will love it. In fact, the gamers who are doing this, we did an influencer campaign on this Saturday, and the mothers just loved it. They said, and the children are not leaving only because it's fun. You've learned music in a fun way, and you've learned CDE in like so quickly.
So anyway, just as an
Yes.
aside for our viewers, so we are actually kind of associated with the Indica quiz, which is run by Nexus Consulting, which
Yes.
does KBC.
Yes.
So we are giving our book as prizes, and I think Fatados is also giving vouchers to people in the winning round, and the winners are getting additional vouchers.
Yes.
So if you want to try classes, then enroll for the quiz and win it.
Yes.
Alternatively, take the easy way out and just
enroll for the
Yeah.
class.
Most welcome both ways. But
That's
yeah.
the Nodi kid. This is the Gujarati saying enroll karo.
Directly. No, I'm trying the other. Chalo, main ye karunga,
I welcome both.
So, before we kind of end the conversation, because I know we've done quite a bit of time there, what's the future vision for Fatados music?
So it is universal access to organized music and performing arts. The dream now is getting bolder and bigger. I feel there are 15 million schools in our country.
Wow.
Okay. Assuming there are 10,000 schools which are reachable, I mean, they are more, the curriculum accessible. The vision is how do we reach out and be a part of them. Even our centers, there's a huge opportunity to have one FSM center in every suburb, because just the whole idea is to create this beautiful place where people can come and learn performing arts, whether it is music, dance, and drama. So that's another thing. We've now added dance and drama as well
Nice.
last year. So we go with the complete proposition.
And what kind of dance?
So this is contemporary.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So contemporary freestyle, and drama is more about conversation, about presentation.
It's
So
very
we
good for
create a
confidence
small.
also. I mean,
I'm sorry.
it's very good for confidence. Just simple.
Absolutely,
Just simple.
absolutely. So we're saying all performing arts. We'll take you up on the stage. We commit 3 things to our parents and or whoever's a learner. One, that you will have a curriculum which is pedagogically proven. There's a lot of research. There's nothing that will come out from without there's proper research backed curriculum.
Correct.
Second, every child, every student, every learner will perform. We want them on the stage. We do over 500 performances every year.
Wow.
And the third is examinations and assessments, that everybody who learns, they will be independently assessed. If you want a Trinity exam or any other, we will ensure that happens. But yes, I mean, to summarize, we want children to be nurtured with this experience. And when you grow, you can do anything, but you remember that I was on stage with this performance, I did this. So that kind of accomplishment and that feeling, that even the nervousness on the stage or any that beauty that one
Oh, yeah.
performing arts gives.
Absolutely. The first time you go on stage is one of the most
Scary.
defining moments of your
True,
life.
true. That is also true.
You will never forget it.
That's
whether you do
exactly.
it for dance, whether you do it for music.
Absolutely. You'll never forget.
You'll
Never.
never forget that one moment.
That's what I'm saying. So I've done a lot of risk and a lot of adventurous stuff. But when I played drums at NCPA, I was so nervous. And I'm like, because it is,
No, it is scary.
It is scary.
It takes
is definitely-
everything out of you.
Exactly. So we want to give that to all our learners. That's something we are very proud of. And we will continue to do the same.
So there is this section which is talented. What would you say to people who feel that they have no music sense? It's like people don't say that I don't want to learn ABCD. I don't have any. I'm stupid. I can't learn ABCD. Everybody wants to learn.
Yes.
So how do you get people past that first or second barrier of music? I mean, is there like an assessment test, or is it just a leap of faith, or how do you get people to like experience it the first 6 times or whatever?
So, Samiran, I don't see, I think music is that one thing, like any language. I don't know Spanish. I pick it up. I only have to practice. So there's no concept that I'm tone deaf. I don't believe in it. And I'm not saying this because, I come from FSM. No. I mean, I didn't have any background while growing up. I think there can't be anybody better than me sitting here and saying that, because I had zero music background. I was doing finance. I've done finance for 14 years and I love markets, but music is all about practice. Yes, there are some people who are gifted. Just on Saturday, there was one kid who came and played the Furilies in the kid has only been learning for 3 months.
Wow.
And brilliant. So that kid will go ahead. But the other kid who can't do that, it's only practice. It's practice. It's about that spending that. So there's nothing, if I enjoy it, even if I'm not playing whatever little I can play, but as long as I'm committing myself to show up for that 1 hour and at home, I can do it for 15 minutes, you will see the magic. So it's not about, yes, talent takes you to there, but it's just practice. It's sports, right? We all know. There are some
fair
people who
example.
are gifted swimmers, they can go to Olympics. But there are some who are doing it because it's a beautiful hobby. You're going to keep your body, fit. And you just have to do it every day. Or you do it whenever you can, but you're committed to it. It's about that. Music is like that.
Fair point.
That's a fantastic way. And I now get it, because for students, it teaches them all the fundamentals that you have, which is the sense of commitment, the dedication, the showing up even if you're not in the mood for
Absolutely.
it. Patience,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
critical,
Correct.
right?
Collaboration.
Collaboration. Yeah,
You
there's
know?
so many
It's,
skills.
it's pretty much like a sport. I mean, I used to always give this example for a sport, that sport is, is that true merit. You understand the value of hard work. You cannot not put in the hard work and hope to be good in a sport. I mean, you cannot, right? You cannot be Roger Federer if you have not put in the hours that he is, or you cannot be anyway. You cannot be a Usain Bolt or whatever, because you know very well that, I didn't do that work and he's better than he or she is better than me. But I think that's true for music also. And just as you're speaking, I realized that, I mean, your input is equal to output. Literally.
Yeah, it's about that. It's about and you know this magic when you see all of them performing. So there will be one 50-year-old person who's a guitarist. There will be a 14-year-old who's a singer. There's a drummer who's 25-year-old, and then there is a bass. Whatever I'm saying, and they all are playing together, and they're playing in rhythm, and they're putting up a performance. And you're not judging the age. You're not judging the background. Sometimes a teacher is also playing one of the instruments, but they're all supporting each other because you have to come out beautifully. So it's collaboration. I feel that's so required in today's day and age where all these kids otherwise are getting so silo.
Correct. Wow. That was such a fantastic conversation, Tanuja. I'm sure we could have continued and done 2 more episodes with the length at which we can have conversations. But it's an absolute pleasure having you here. I think I learned a lot. In which ways, I like listening to music, though I can't tell whether somebody's made a mistake or not while they're singing. But it's absolutely, you're right. Music is such a, how should I say it? It allows you to have conversations, even if you meet somebody for the first time, right? Shared music sense, shared, artists that you like, etc. The conversations just become so much easier when you have music in your life.
Absolutely.
So beautiful. Samira, you want to add something?
No, yeah, I continue to offer myself as bait for other people making fun at me. So I think that unbroken record is continuing. So I'm happy for that, providing a common medium for everyone else, just like music. but
How do you make it about you?
Yeah.
See, that is an art.
The example came back. Yes. This is all that I am giving my service. Yes, I'm back.
Samira.
So yeah, but
Yes.
so yeah, just that's also an art.
That's all.
Absolutely.
So
I think we're next going to start a podcast on how
to make it about yourself. Or to laugh at your own jokes. I give him like 10 on 10. Lovely. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. It was lovely to be here. I knew this will be fun. So
So
Yes, it has.
fantastic. And thank you once again.
pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.